First and foremost, Sanbonani Dumelang. How are you guys? I trust you are well wherever you are. My name is Mfana Futi Nkosi. I go by the stage name Fruity Star. And about the conversation today, on my end, it's long overdue. It's long overdue because I've been keeping quiet, minding my own, pretty much, watching myself and how I develop myself as a person. So coming into this conversation, it's a bit bittersweet, bitter from an angle where, as I said, I've been minding my own business, not bothering anybody, and then somebody just decided to go open his mouth somewhere and start saying all types of stuff. And it's only fair and well that after so many years, being quiet at this particular point where we at, that I have my say and let people know actually what went on, what went down. So I'm cool in going into the conversation, and hopefully it will clear a lot of noise, a lot of lies, that have been put out there about me and everybody else that's involved in this, because it's not about me. It's not about me only. There's a lot of people, co-workers, family members, parents, there's a lot involved. So I'm quite good. I'm quite confident. I'm content with where I am. Uh, the relationship with this particular person, let me just call out his name, Teboho Ezekiel Monte. This chap met me some years ago. Excuse me. Mind you, I just need to point this out because I need to correct this one. I was out there doing my thing as a DJ, as they stated, and had a very good laugh on that other podcast. Yes, I was a DJ, and I was doing my own thing in the raga space, away from what was norm, because I had my own vision, I had my own way of seeing things, my own perspective as to, where Mzansi reggae would best fit in this whole music game. So I was out there doing my thing, and at the particular time in my life, I was at some club in Midrand named Far Out Cafe. I was doing Thursday nights, and then over weekends I would fall into a lineup of house DJs. Weekends the place was synonymous with house. Everybody who knows Far Out will tell you. But because I had built a good relationship with the owner, who also happened to be a reggae fan, he was like, that guy, may his soul rest in peace, Courage. He was like, my man, you're gonna play your raga within the house space. It's fine. Forget about the other guys. Just play, do you, and I'll give you prime time. He actually gave me midnight. When you expecting to hear the famous house tracks, he was like, "You are going on at this time," you know. So Thursdays were my nights, and weekends I was fused into house DJs. And here's this chap. Yeah, his name is Debo Ezekiel Munze. He comes to the DJ booth. He's like, "Yo, Kaya, I've been coming to your events, da da da. I see what you're doing, and I love what you're doing. I'm also a reggae person, blah blah blah." I'm like, "Oh, okay, no, that's cool." I'm like, "No, keep on coming through. Thanks for the support." Long story short, the next week he came through, and he came through with a CD pouch. Bah, he dumped it on on the DJ booth. It's like, "Yeah, no, play whatever you wanna play." And he had originals, stacks, like I mean stacks of music. And I started playing, mixing his music into my sets, da 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 da. Long story short, we created a bond, and from a bond and came this thing to say, you know what, we can effect change in Mzansi reggae. We love reggae. We can do something positive. We can do something big, you know. And by that time, I was still working some other telecoms company, and that telecoms company had just been promoted into another role. They were starting in the division. Went in there, did my thing, and at that time, this is where now the important part. At that time, that was when Pepsin, aka Debo Ezekiel Monse, called me. It's like, dude, I've built a studio. We've got everything now. We are cool and we can do this thing. Come and help me if you can build this thing. I'm saying that to everybody who says Beslambile. To anybody who says, yeah, laba bebangana plan. Get your facts right, guys. Stop listening to lies. Stop listening to lies. I was not a beggar. I've never been. I've always been doing my thing. Part that's very important to mention in this whole thing is that this guy was a friend. This guy was a friend. And I intentionally use the word was because the person you are, my brother, I don't know who this person you've become. I don't know this person. Me and you would share the last 20 rand. I'll take 10, you take 10. So this person that you've become, it's sad. Kodwa ke ibhekane now. Mina I'm la to say my part. So that's how I met the chap, and from that corporate space, going through what I was going through there and having started a division, I was like, you know what, Mfana Futhi, you've always been a risk taker. Take a risk. Go. And that's when I picked up the phone and said, dude, I'm ready. Let's do the whole record label thing. I'm willing to dive in and help where I can. Because I love music, you love music, we've built a bond together. Let's go. Let's see where this thing goes. Something happened during that period. And something happened, and only he is the person to say what actually happened. But me, as his best friend at that time, I know the person he is and the person he was, two totally different people. I don't care what other minions say. You know yourself. There's all of these minions. Nina, hey, niyakhuluma bantu. Yo, Nkosi. Ukuthi ngiqhamukaphi angazi. And then nisfuna da. Like B to Hani, nisfuna da. Guys, stop defending what you don't know. And by the way, kunama recording wenu enikhuluma ezinye izinto. So be careful what you say. So lo mbuzo wakho ukuthi there's history from point ukuthi siphuma kuphi. There's me as a person being in that whole, I'll say it, it's a shitstorm. It's a shitstorm. Like, honestly, it's a shitstorm that he has started. There was nothing but good intentions from the beginning. And how it's come out to be, it's very painful for not only me, but for Mzansi Reggae as a whole. Like, you really went and disrupted progress, yeah, a whole genre. I know I gave you a whole lot more than what you asked for that question, but that's how far deep it goes. It affected me deeply. It affected me deeply because I had left a job. I had left a job that was helping at home, you know. And the weirdest part was that there's people in my family who saw ahead. And I thought I was hiding it, by the way. I thought I was hiding it. But I was not doing a good job because people in my family could see that Mfana Futi, you are nowhere in this picture. This record label that you're busy singing praise to day in, day out. Yes, you are selling it, but you are nowhere near this picture. Looking at how your friend is behaving. So going back to that thing, the character change, it was no longer now me seeing it, but people that were close to me, they could see that, my man, sheba o shebisise. Sheba o shebisise. Motho o ipeile pele. Wena you are excess baggage, moralo. So now it's a situation where, imagine this. I'm fighting with a friend for a certain genre, but now I then have to fight my own family to say, no, it's not what you see. So I'm torn between two worlds. That's where it affected me. And it became even worse when now it's radio, it's TV. People are seeing you on the regular, but now when you come back home, you still have to ask for money for bread from your mother. You still have to ask for money for taxi fare from your grandmother. May her soul rest in peace. People see these things, and closest people were telling me. So how it affected me? It affected me a lot. And at certain times, I would try to communicate this thing in a very well-mannered approach. To say, my guy, I'm being affected, and I'm not saying like you put it or I'm being a charity case. Mfana Futi can dust off his CV and go work, but because we said gonna work together, just know that I'm affected. 1, 2, 3. But it doesn't mean that I'm, as the episode says, the rise and fall. I'm down and out. I'm actually way better off than I was when I was still with the record label. I'm not gonna say what, because I'm not that guy. But I'm in a way better space than where I was with that record label. So mentally, it affected me a whole lot. Guys, take care of your mental wellness. You just don't know how far deep that thing goes. That's just a little side note. Go for therapy if you have to. That thing works. Indoda, khalela phakathi. That stop your nonsense, guys. Go seek help. Sorry, I digress. But yeah, I am an activist for mental wellness for guys. And like this particular individual, my man, go for therapy on your own. You need it. You've got trauma. You've got deep trauma, my man. You've got trauma, and you know that from a mental wellness point of view, there's a serious issue that's underlying. I hope you're dealing with that thing. So I hope that gives you perspective as to how it affected me, where I was then, and I hope it gives you a clear picture on. So yeah, that's my little 5 op, 2 op, 1 rand. That one, e ngotse lenyatso all over it.